I'm going to give you my top 3 tips to live the life of your dreams. And if you stick around to the end, I'm also going to tell you the one thing that will help you be more confident. So, welcome to today's episode of Little Shot of Confidence, the solo episodes from the Casa De Confidence podcast. I'm Julie, your host, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you do so and share this episode because I love being able to come in here and share with you the things that have not only helped me, but all of my friends and mentors get to live the life of their dreams. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about what does it take for us to live, that elusive vision that we all have. We've talked about having a vision for our life, but many times we don't translate that into the everyday. Of course, as a Tidy Habits coach, I'm going to tell you, it's not about big, big things. It's about the little things. And there are 3 parts of you that need to be nourished, just like a plant needs to be nourished. I want to tell you a story, of course. When I started my business, my mentor, my coach that I started working with, sent me a package. And in the package, he was so excited to tell me that he was coming and that I should keep an eye out. So every day that I would speak to him, did you get it? Did you get it? And I wasn't getting it. And I thought, what did he send me? Like, what is going on? So eventually the package arrived and I opened it with this great expectation. And as I took out the stuffing, I pulled out a Ziploc bag of dirt. A Ziploc bag of dirt. And I didn't know why or what it was. So I called him up and I said, hey, what's up with this? He's like, oh, you only got one part of the package. And then a couple days later, I received the second part. And when I opened it, excited to see what was going to be in there, it was a pot. And I thought, oh, I guess the dirt was in the pot. And I'm like, what am I going to plant in here? It's like, don't worry, there's another part. And sure enough, a couple of days later, I got like a poster-sized cylinder that contained this big stick with like a round ball. And then I realized that it was an avocado seed that he had germinated and it started to sprout. And it was about this big. And I thought, huh, he's sending me an avocado plant. Does he not know I live in New England? Because he my mentor at the time, Trev, he lives in Florida. So of course, avocados grow there. I called him and I said, I don't understand. What is this about? And he said, listen, you're starting a new life. You're starting a new business. And as with anything new, we need to nourish it. I am planting a seed in you, but it's up to you to grow it, to grow your business, to grow this new life that you're building. And with all the skepticism in the world of someone that always said they had a black thumb, I planted the little avocado thing. And for months, I would have it sit in the window in the living room that was getting plenty of water because I would water it. And it was also getting plenty of sun because it's in that south facing window. And guess what? One day we're sitting there watching TV and I look over and I screamed so loud. My husband's like, what is going on? And I looked over and I said, it's got a little leaf coming out. Oh my gosh, check it out. So it was a little tiny leaf sprouting off of the stick that for months had just been there. And the excitement I had was amazing because I'd never really had a plant. And by the way, if you're looking behind me and you're thinking like, Julie, you have plants back there, fake, because, anyway. So all of a sudden I believed and I realized that that consistent action of watering the plant, giving it what it needed was making it grow. Fast forward, there's been a lot that's happened with that little avocado tree. Number one, that first leaf grew to be about this big. And if you can't see it, because you're listening to the show, I would say, I don't know, maybe like 12 inches, a little more than that. And at one point, it started to grow a second one. And when the second one grew, the first one fell and it was rotten and brown and gross. And I was very sad because I thought, am I killing my plant? But I wasn't killing it. I was really just going through the motions of what happens. Sometimes we have to shed the old to create the new. Now, my avocado plant has continued to blossom, and now it is over 4 feet tall and has tons of beautiful leaves. I don't know what I'm going to do with the avocado plant because, well, I can't put it outside. I'm in New England, again, Connecticut, so I don't think avocados like it so much. I'm going to figure out what to do with it. But this is what I want you to pay attention. Like the avocado and like many things, there are three components that we need to nurture. And when we nurture these components, we're going to find that we can live the life that we imagine in whatever place it may be. Number one, you need to nurture your mind. For me, nurturing my mind is important, and I nurture my mind by getting some sleep. When I don't sleep, I'm foggy. I'm not thinking clearly. I nurture my mind by trying to eat a few more salads and not so much of the junk. Because, by the way, everybody can eat junk and likes it because that sugar is addictive. However, we really need to think, is this going to nourish me? Is this going to nourish my body and my mind? And yes, the last thing that you want to go ahead and do is learn. Our mind is programmed to expand, to grow. And the more that you read or the more that you talk to people, the more that you go out with the eyes of curiosity, you're going to learn. So that is the first thing. You need to nurture your mind. The second, I want you to nurture your heart. Nurturing your heart is incredibly important, and we can do it in so many different ways. The one way in which I nurture my heart is that I spend time in quiet and solitude. Because a lot of times we have the dinging of the phone and the people talking to us and just the array of things that we need to do, that we become disconnected with ourselves, disconnected from what we want. When I spend time alone and it's in the solitude and in the quietness, I remind myself, what is it that the life that I want looks like? What is the desire of my heart? What are the relationships that matter and that I want to continue to keep watering to grow? And last but not least, I also nurture my body. And nurturing my body, as I talked about in nurturing your mind, is also eating well and having lots of water because we're made up of water. If you're not drinking enough water, you're not going to be nurturing your body also. And now, here's the tip that you've been waiting for. What do you need to make it happen when you're doing these three things? The one thing that you need to do to be able to create this life that you envision and to implement nurturing your mind, your heart, and your body is that you need to create the right habits to do so. The right habits are the ones that will make it automated, that will make it specific for you so that you don't have to not follow the course for your life. So I've said a lot. And in next week's episode, I'm going to talk about how to create those habits for yourself so that you can feel better and you can blossom just like my avocado tree. So now don't forget, go confidently in the direction of your dreams and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. And for those of you who are in the podcast, make sure that you're also subscribing and sharing this episode with the person that you know needs to hear it most. Until next week, don't forget, go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Goodbye, my friends.
Hi, everybody. I know that sometimes we get very lonely in this entrepreneur journey, and I want to invite you to join us into our limited time only Purposeful You Mastermind. For many of us entrepreneurs, we believe that we can do it all, but the reality is that doing it alone only creates a lot of overwhelm. So join us at the Purposeful You Mastermind. You can find out more information by going to bit.ly/Julie's Mastermind. This is going to be the place where you are able to then unlock your full potential and achieve long-term success for your business, push you behind your current limits, expand your connections, discover new ideas, and implement them with confidence. You're going to get the support in all aspects and transforming you to the six-figure business you've been looking for. Pause and get off the hamster wheel if you've been spinning around. This is a time where you can get that support from like-minded entrepreneurs that are here to join you in your journey. Together, we can challenge the assumptions and land the speaking engagements and opportunities we want to grow our business and make an impact in the lives of people. See you then. Remember, you can find the mastermind at bit.ly, Julie's Mastermind.